After I announced my retirement, everyone applauded and cheered. Only my girlfriend's rumored boyfriend, the rising talent Jason, opposed it. In front of many reporters, he put on an act. "It's all a misunderstanding, Senior Leo is an indispensable talent in the music industry. I sincerely hope he can return." I turned off my phone and ignored his remarks. In my past life, my work was exactly the same as his original single. Netizens called me a plagiarist and cursed me. I was unwilling to accept it, sharing my entire creative process, but it couldn't compete with the release time of the work. His new song was released 10 minutes before mine. Because of those 10 minutes, netizens sent me bad wishes, and some even came to my house to throw paint. Over the years, relentless online bullying led me to suffer from depression. My parents spent all their savings to clear my name, yet they were hurt by crazed fans. Finally, on the day his original song won an award, I jumped from a tall building. Unexpectedly, when I opened my eyes again, I found myself reborn on the day of the song's release. Your new song will be released on time at noon today. Don't be nervous, with the quality of your song, you're definitely the best songwriter for this year's Golden Melody Awards. Tom patted my shoulder, and I gasped for breath as if waking from a nightmare. Looking at the familiar living room and the bewildered Tom in front of me, I finally realized I had been reborn on the day of the new song's release. You've worked hard writing songs late at night these past few days, so I won't schedule any engagements for you. Just take a good rest. Wait a minute. I stopped Tom, who was walking towards the door, my gaze fixated on the wall clock. The second hand ticked away, and when the minute hand pointed to 10, I opened my phone and found Jason's social media account. Just like in my previous life, he posted a link to a music site with the caption, "Original single, Sunshine in the Ruins awaits your listening." I opened the link, and a male voice began to sing from my phone. "What's going on? Isn't this your new song?" Tom stepped forward and snatched my phone. "The melody and lyrics are the same, this is your original work. How could Jason release it early? Could it be that someone in the recording studio stole the track? Just wait, I'll have someone check it out right now." I stopped Tom. "Let's have the company cancel the release of the new song. In my last life, I was labeled a plagiarist just because I released a single that was identical to Jason's. To clear my name, I shared the creative process, but no one cared. If you're going to plagiarize, at least have the guts to admit it. To prove yourself, you even faked the process. That must have been tough. Plagiarists get their comeuppance. Support Jason's rights, and make sure he loses everything." My manager Tom and the studio teacher stood up to testify for me, but they were also mercilessly attacked by netizens. At that moment, my award-winning actress girlfriend went live. During the live stream, my girlfriend, who had never publicly acknowledged our relationship, openly professed her love for Jason and strongly condemned my actions. In an instant, I was filled with despair. I had clearly played my new song for her beforehand, yet to defend Jason, she betrayed me, her legitimate boyfriend. At her urging, the fans' anger surged, flooding my social media with endless insults. Artists and actors I had collaborated with avoided me like the plague, eager to distance themselves from me. If anyone doesn't publicly condemn me, they'll be attacked by a horde of fans. As they wished, I was blacklisted in the industry, expelled from the association, and even the awards I had previously won were revoked. The agency terminated my contract under public pressure. From then on, whenever Jason released a song, I would be dragged out and verbally attacked. Netizens sent me terrible wishes, and some even came to my house to throw paint. Years of online bullying led me to develop depression. My parents spent their entire fortune to clear my name, but were harmed by crazy fans. On the day Jason's original song won the Golden Melody Award, I jumped from a tall building. What I didn't expect was that when I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn. Heaven gave me a second chance, and this time I must figure out what really happened. The company spent a lot of money on this single, and you say to cancel it just like that? I can't explain this to the higher-ups. Alright, I'll first investigate the plagiarism issue, and you quickly write another song to hand in. After Tom left, I sat alone on the sofa and thought for a long time. Jason is my ex-girlfriend's childhood friend, they grew up together and have always had a good relationship. After graduating from a music academy abroad, Jason entered the entertainment industry through Emma's connections. With Emma, the Oscar-winning actress, as his backing, he directly signed with the largest entertainment company in the country, White Entertainment. He debuted by singing the theme song for a film directed by an internationally renowned director. These are privileges my legitimate boyfriend has never enjoyed. Because Emma treats him so well, I often feel jealous and sulk. But Emma says her family has a long-standing friendship with Jason, and if she doesn't help him, it would be hard to avoid criticism. To avoid putting her in a difficult position, I have to turn a blind eye. What I didn't expect was that Jason has always been someone she desired since her youth. I kept searching through Jason's social media accounts, and finally discovered a clue in a post from a month ago. On January 26th, Jason posted a photo with the caption, "Thoughts flow like a spring." I zoomed in on the photo and examined it closely. Suddenly, my head buzzed. On the manuscript in front of him, he wrote the same creative ideas as mine. Even the lyrics I deleted were exactly the same. The lyrics of this song were written based on my personal experiences, and there was absolutely no plagiarism involved. Could it be that Jason also experienced that earthquake like I did? No, it's impossible. Jason and Emma are both from the north, how could they possibly live on a small island in the south? But how do we explain our identical manuscripts? Just when I was at a loss trying to figure this out, Tom called again. There's no doubt that there are no clues regarding the song theft. I'm in a dilemma right now. Tom is right, the company spent a lot of money promoting the new song, including trending on social media and ads in major business districts, with initial investments of at least several million. To minimize the company's losses, I have to quickly create a new song. I rushed into the studio, picked up my long-neglected guitar, and my hands couldn't help but tremble. This time, let me become the goddess of revenge and write about the injustices of my past life. I can't believe Jason could have the same rebirth experience as me. In 2 days, I finally stayed up all night to finish writing the lyrics and music for the new song. I recorded a simple demo on another idle phone and sent it to Tom right away. After listening, Tom was so excited that he sent 5 emoji stickers. Rock. Leo, you're simply a musical genius. How many more surprises do you have that I don't know about? Before I could reply, Tom sent a voice message, "I've booked the recording studio, I'll pick you up in an hour." As I left the recording studio, the sky was gradually brightening. Tom relaxed his shoulders, the National Day holiday is coming up, and the company feels this timing is sensitive. Your song probably won't be released until October 3rd, what do you think? I didn't rush to reply to Tom, instead, I asked about Jason's recent situation. I have a friend at White Entertainment, and he said Jason hasn't been at the company lately, not sure what he's been busy with. He just released a new song, and normally he should be promoting it nationwide, but there's been no news from him at all. It's really strange. To avoid any further surprises, it's best to observe for a while. I took a deep breath and agreed to the company's proposal to postpone the release. After returning home, I finally had the most restful sleep since my rebirth. I was awakened again by Tom's knocking on the door. "Leo, it's bad news. Jason just released a song, and it's exactly the same as the one you recorded at dawn." Tom's words hit me like a heavy blow, shattering all the courage I've had since my rebirth. Why can't I change all of this even when I get a second chance? Am I never going to be able to make music again? Do I have to live in Jason's shadow forever? To avoid unnecessary trouble, I left my usual phone on the balcony and didn't use my computer to compose. How did Jason find out about my original songs? On social media, Jason's 2 original singles made him trend for 3 days straight. The champions of major music charts are all Jason's singles. His popularity has even overshadowed the recently exposed secret marriage of a top star. Some fans asked him about his change in musical style under the link to his new song. My previous new song was plagiarized, luckily I changed the release time and published it early, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to explain myself. This new song is a warning to those who steal the hard work of others. Talent is the foundation for a songwriter, and I am someone you can never catch up with. His strong declaration stirred up a huge uproar on social media. Some people found my social account through the company's earlier new song preview and kept spamming comments. "Is the plagiarist that Jason mentioned you? Didn't you say you were going to release a song? How long has it been? Where's your new song? Still an excellent songwriter, right? Wasn't your previous album ghostwritten? In my life, I haven't released a song, yet Jason still labeled me a plagiarist." But without any solid evidence, my fans won't just sit back and let me be slandered. They are arguing fiercely in the comments with those shouting netizens. Jason, a newcomer, mostly has casual fans and hardly any loyal followers. In this turmoil, Jason's reputation has actually declined. At this moment, my actress girlfriend was the first to lose her composure. You have to come to Jason's celebration party tomorrow? Emma's tone was firm, and I laughed in anger. Why should I? How can you even ask why? Your fans are cyberbullying Jason, and he's been drowning his sorrows in alcohol these past few days. If you still want to be my boyfriend, you must come to the celebration party tomorrow to dispel the rumors. Even though I feel extremely unwilling to go celebrate Jason, who plagiarized my song, I can only grit my teeth and endure it. Because I still need to uncover the secrets surrounding Jason. On the day of the celebration party, Emma was linked arm in arm with Jason, surrounded by a crowd. Jason's 2 original songs have broken music records and have been at the top for a week. Our brother Jason's lyrical songs can make people cry, and who would have thought that he could also sing rock music that hits the soul? Truly a rising star in songwriting. The staff beside him shot me a glance. Unlike some people who carry the title of genius but fail to do anything good. I smiled and said, Jason is indeed a rare talent. Since that's the case, could you tell us why you chose a minor key for your first original? Jason didn't rush to answer. Instead, he exchanged a glance with Emma. Leo, that's enough. Jason invited you to the celebration out of goodwill, not to cause trouble. Emma fiercely defended Jason, and I suddenly realized that she must know the truth as well. Aren't you a songwriting genius? How come you can't even explain the reason? Jason pushed Emma aside and said, there's nothing I can't say. Major keys are cheerful, while minor keys are sad and tender. If you play Sunshine in the Ruins at half speed, you'll find it's not a cheerful song at all. A minor key truly fits the song's intent. My heart raced. Jason's thoughts about songwriting were exactly the same as mine. Especially at half speed, that's a hidden Easter egg I placed in the song. How could he know about that? All I felt was a pitch-black darkness in front of me. Thank you for your answer, but I have to go now. As soon as I walked out of the private room, Emma chased after me. What did you mean by that just now? In front of so many people, did you have to embarrass Jason? I was utterly disappointed in Emma and didn't want to get entangled with her anymore. Let's break up. I'll withdraw from the scene and go back home. I wish you and Jason the best. Why are you getting jealous again? What can you do back home? Work with your construction worker dad? Emma sneered, can your dad afford your penalty fee? I smiled indifferently and left decisively. Emma didn't know that I was a genuine second-generation rich kid. My dad was indeed a construction worker over a decade ago, but he hit a good time and is now a nationally renowned real estate developer. For my dad, the hefty penalty fee is just like selling a few less houses. If I don't pursue music, I can still go home and inherit the family business. I want to see how Jason can be the new genius creator without my compositions. After I got back, I looked for Tom. He was in a panic when he heard I wanted to withdraw from the scene. The company won't just let you go. Your contract still has 3 years left. Leo, have you really thought this through? I nodded silently, and Tom sighed, all right, the sky is high and birds can fly freely, I can't stop you. I hope we can collaborate again someday. I took Tom's outstretched hand, smiling with a sense of relief. A few days later, the company announced the termination on social media, and I followed up with my statement about leaving. All those who had criticized me cheered. Brother Jason said the one who plagiarized must be him, otherwise, why would he feel guilty and leave? He was so arrogant towards Brother Jason at the celebration, and now he's running away with his tail between his legs. It's really laughable. He knew he was outclassed and tried to use my methods, only to be slapped in the face by Brother Jason. The waves behind push the waves in front. It's better to withdraw than to be expelled, so he has some sense. I've already withdrawn. It doesn't matter what the critics online say anymore. I packed my luggage and was about to take a car to the airport when Tom sent me a video. Jason was participating in a live event, putting on an act in front of numerous reporters. It's all a misunderstanding. The person I mentioned as a plagiarist is not Leo. Senior Leo is an indispensable talent in the music industry. I sincerely hope he can return to the stage. Jason appeared sincere in front of the camera. He bowed and said, Senior, I apologize. If I have done anything wrong in the past, I hope you can be magnanimous and not hold it against a newcomer like me. If I quit because of you, I would truly become a sinner in the music industry. He lowered his stance so much that the surrounding reporters felt pity for him. I don't understand why Jason is putting on such a show. Resources in the entertainment industry are limited, and we both belong to the same type of singer. Without me blocking his way, he should be happy. Since I can't make sense of it, I won't trouble myself anymore. I closed the video and opened the car window to enjoy the autumn breeze. It's a 5-hour flight, and I arrived after a nap. I grabbed my luggage and saw my dad's luxury car parked by the road as soon as I exited the terminal. My mom was the first to give me a big hug, and my dad tossed aside his cigarette and patted my shoulder heavily. Feeling the warmth of family, my eyes began to redden. How can a grown man cry when he sees his parents? My mom scolded me while gently patting my back. There are no good people in the entertainment industry. If anyone dares to let my son suffer, we won't play with them anymore. I forced a smile through my tears. You don't even know what happened, how do you know I'm suffering? My dad chuckled, if you tell me, then I'll know. My dad, having been in the business world for so long, managed to get me to spill everything with just a few words. After getting home and filling my stomach, my mom hesitated before speaking. Leo, just tell your dad and me what happened. I adjusted my mood and laid out everything that had happened in my life. My mom hugged me, tears flowing endlessly. Son, you suffered. My dad angrily tossed aside his cigarette. Those bad guys weren't even born when I was playing dirty. If they mess with my Blacklin son, I'll teach them a lesson. Son, your mom keeps saying I don't take her around the world. For the next few months, you take good care of her for me. Leave this matter to your dad to investigate. 3 days later, the two of us set off on our journey. We first went to Egypt to see the pyramids and the Sphinx, then we headed to Morocco to see the White Casablanca. In winter, we also went to Northern Europe to chase the Northern Lights. Under the vast starry sky, the blue and pink lights swirled, my inspiration surged, but I no longer dared to create. My mom noticed something was off with me, patted my shoulder and said, life is more than just what's in front of you. Sometimes you need to look back. Son, remember, your parents will always be your strongest support. After 4 months of traveling, I adjusted my mood and joined my dad's company. I was so busy that I barely had time to breathe, while my dad was cheerful every day. One night, when my dad took me to a supplier's event, Emma called me. Leo, if you're done messing around, come back quickly. If you make me angry, I'll have the industry blacklist you, and you won't be able to return. Emma looks like an ethereal fairy, but deep down, she has always placed great importance on money. Money in the entertainment industry is easy to make. She thought that as the son of a construction worker, I would never give up such a glamorous life. Seeing that I kept silent, her attitude finally softened. Now that Jason has apologized to you like this, you should calm down even if you're still angry. Leo, I miss you, come back soon. Dear, didn't you love playing the piano for me? Have you written any songs lately? Play one for me. Emma's fickle attitude further convinced me that she is in cahoots with Jason. In a fit of anger, I added her to my blacklist. Having stepped away from the chaotic entertainment industry, life seemed to return to normal. Just when I thought it would stay this way, Tom unexpectedly showed up. Your life is pretty good now, you've become a big boss. If I had known you were a rich heir, I wouldn't have helped you negotiate with the company, saving you so much in penalties. I don't care. You must arrange for me to eat, drink, and get a massage today. After I readily agreed, Tom sat in my boss's chair and casually lit a cigarette. Recently, Jason has stopped all activities for some reason. What happened to him? It's the same old story, a busy schedule, his body can't take it. How could that be? He used to be in great health, able to party all night with Emma and then only sleep 3 hours before getting up to play cards with friends. Has he released any new songs recently? Still the same 2 songs. He mentioned a while ago that he would soon release an official original album, but there's been no news since. Do you remember that songwriting variety show we were trying to get on? Jason had already recorded the opening for the first episode, but after you withdrew, he actually dropped out of the show. Tom's words raised my suspicions. Is it because of me that he isn't releasing an album or participating in the songwriting show? If I don't write songs, can he not produce any? By the way, Leo, are you interested in transitioning to behind the scenes? Behind the scenes? Everyone in the industry knows about your songwriting talent. After you withdrew, many singers expressed their regrets for you. As soon as Tom finished speaking, I became alert. Asking me to go behind the scenes is just asking me to continue writing songs. My intuition tells me there's definitely something wrong here. Since my debut, Tom has always guided me. He knows my temperament well. Once I make a decision, I won't regret it. He specifically flew 5 hours to find me just to persuade me to make a comeback. Could it be? Someone is pressuring him. Brother, you've already seen it. My dad is shouting about retiring, and I'm so busy that I can fall asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow. I really can't spare any energy to write songs. Tom looked troubled. I cautiously probed, Tom, tell me the truth, did you come here with a mission this time? He stared out at the busy employees outside the glass, clicked his tongue, and said, all right, let me also share some inside information with you. Alice, the pop diva, has let her contract with her previous agency expire. She announced she will only sing songs you write. Whoever gets your original work will sign with them. Such a big opportunity, how could the higher-ups in the company not be tempted? That's why they sent me on this special trip? His words finally clarified my scattered thoughts. Alice and Emma are like sisters. She has always felt I'm not worthy of Emma, the film queen, so why would she invite me to write songs? There must be something going on. Leo, why don't you just write a random song? It would be easier for me to report back. I pondered for a long time with my head down, but in the end, I agreed. Since Tom had work the next day, he flew back that night. I, on the other hand, cancelled my work and locked myself in the piano room. In that moment of clearing my mind, the inspiration I had sealed away surged forth one after another. It took me only 4 hours to complete the lyrics and composition. After sending the demo to Tom's email, I went to sleep peacefully. Because I buried a hidden secret in the demo, it will reveal itself by tomorrow. After waking up, I took out my phone to check. Tom had called me over 10 times, and there were several messages. Leo, your new song has been released by Jason. What is going on? I just submitted the demo to the company, and Jason has already recorded it and put it online. I opened the social media platform and saw that Jason the Genius and Jason's new song had surged to the trending topics. I've adjusted my health over the past few months and am feeling much better. Sorry to have worried everyone. To show my apology, I'm sharing a song I wrote during this time. The new song Jason mentioned is the one I wrote for Queen Alice. Moreover, the melody of the song's climax is the version I wrote on paper, not the demo I sent to Tom. Queen Alice is indeed in cahoots with Emma and Jason, they just want to invite me to continue creating. However, the main issue currently lies with Jason. I wrote 2 versions of the song. In the demo I sent to Tom, I used a common melody for the climax, while the one written on paper is the version I am satisfied with. And Jason somehow figured out my thoughts, so he didn't use a common melody, but the one on the paper. That's why, after I left the industry, Jason couldn't write any new songs. But I still don't understand. He graduated from a foreign music academy, even if he can't write, he could still collaborate with me. I write, he sings, it could still earn a good reputation. Why must he insist on the persona of a talented creator? I lay in bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. My throat felt blocked, a sense of helplessness enveloping my entire body. I knew the truth, but I was powerless against Jason. Understanding someone else's thoughts through special means, I fear I would be seen as crazy if I spoke about it. It could even lead to being labeled as a plagiarist, just like in my past life. The discussions about Jason's new song are fervent on the social media platforms trending topic square. Jason, please write more songs, I love listening. Jason is truly the new talented creator, his new song made me cry. Not only is my Jason handsome, but he's also talented. Shouldn't we support such a Chinese male singer? They all look down on you and belittle you, but you are the one who shines. Boo-hoo, my baby is finally being recognized. As I read through the comments, I buried my head in the blanket and cried. After this incident, Tom hasn't mentioned anything about the behind-the-scenes work to me. I also gave up hope, quietly helping my dad run the company. In just a few months, Jason released 3 songs, each topping the charts. Both TV and short video platforms love using his songs as background music. Taking this opportunity, Jason boldly announced his comeback. Emma also publicly declared her love for Jason on social media. An award-winning actress and a talented songwriter, what a perfect match. Support, support. Our brother Jason deserves it. What is this? A top-tier couple. I'm raising a flag for Emma and Jason. The big screen in the business district was playing Jason's advertisements, and I wrapped my coat tighter, walking past it without a glance. As I pushed open the door, my mom was sitting in the living room watching TV. It was the music competition show that Jason had participated in before. She was taken aback when she saw me and instinctively reached to turn it off. I knew she was worried about me and afraid of bringing up my sadness. Just as I was curious about Jason's performance, I immediately stopped her and sat down with my mom to watch it on TV. This variety show is different from others, it uses a live format and focuses on authenticity. Not long after sitting down, it was Jason's turn. After he sang his new song, he slowly walked to the front of the stage to wait for the judges' comments. "I really like your original work, our whole family is your fan. I give you full marks." Another female judge also picked up the microphone. "Your lyrics are very talented, and the composition breaks away from typical song structures. My assessment is excellent." "Wait a minute." The Music Academy professor frowned slightly as he looked at the score in his hands. "There are a few issues with the ending notes of the song." The keyboard teacher next to him immediately played according to the instructions, and the atmosphere on site exploded. A combination of several notes produced a tone similar to "I am a plagiarist." That was exactly the first hint I buried in the song. How could someone put something like this in their own song? Could it be that this song is plagiarized? I see Jason as nothing but a plagiarist, taking other people's work and using it directly. This is clearly something the original author put in to prevent theft, and this foolish Jason just copied it. The expressions of the judges changed, and they began to reassess Jason's song. "I lament to the heavens, wanting to be as renowned as Bangu." What does this line mean? Jason stood on stage, at a loss for words. He casually gave an excuse, which led to uproarious laughter. He still considers himself a creative talent. Does he not know about Bangu? I know. Bangu borrowed from his father's works. Correct answer from upstairs. I smirked coldly in front of the TV. Jason could read my thoughts, but he couldn't grasp the deeper meaning. It's like he understands one, but not the meaning of two. Without a doubt, the remaining judges unanimously gave a disapproval card. Jason's face turned red with anger as he threw the microphone down on stage. My mom laughed uncontrollably and gave me a big hug. "My son's skills are impressive, far better than your father's." Just as I mentioned my dad, his call came in. My dad said there was some progress and asked me and my mom to come to Thailand together in a few days. My mom couldn't wait and booked a red-eye flight directly. As soon as we arrived at the airport, Emma's call came in. "Leo, you did this on purpose, you knew all along." I acted innocent. "What are you talking about?" "Emma, as an actress, you have legal responsibilities when you speak. Be careful with baseless accusations without evidence, or I might send you a lawyer's letter." "Fine, just wait for me." My dad had already arrived in Thailand ahead of us and specially arranged for someone to pick us up at the airport. Leo really fell into someone's trap this time. I asked around all the temples back home, and no one has heard of this kind of spell. It was actually a Southeast Asian businessman who told me that he knows a Thai monk who understands this stuff. We'll have to wait until tomorrow to meet him to know more. I silently nodded, thinking there's no rush for now. By the time we reached the hotel, there were only a few hours left until dawn. I took out my phone and started scrolling through short videos. Just then, a music blogger I had been following posted a short video, and when I clicked on it, it turned out to be a debunking video about Jason. The blogger said that Jason is not a student of any famous foreign music academy. He attended a diploma mill that anyone could get into as long as they paid. I carefully looked at his social media abroad. He hasn't posted anything related to music, and the bloggers he follows are all wealthy second-generation kids indulging in food and entertainment. I suspect that his 3 so-called original songs are all plagiarized from others. It hasn't been long since the video was posted, and there are already tens of thousands of replies. I've said for a long time that he's not a real talent, but unfortunately no one believed me at the time. I'm his high school classmate. He only knew how to have fun in high school and couldn't even pass the undergraduate line in the college entrance exam. He doesn't understand basic music theory, yet he suddenly became a genius in the entertainment industry. I was so engrossed in watching that I lost track of time, and it wasn't until I heard a knock on the door that I realized it was already bright outside. My dad came in with a man dressed in white, covered in tattoos. He squinted as he looked me up and down, his gaze stopping on the ring on my right hand. He said a few words in Thai, and the translator conveyed, "How did Mr. Leo get that ring?" "It was a gift from my girlfriend. Is there a problem?" I instinctively twisted the ring on my ring finger. It had become a habit, and even after the breakup, I didn't think to take it off. The monk took out a necklace and wrapped it around my ring a few times. The gem on the necklace gradually changed from red to black. My dad's expression suddenly changed. "Is there something bad in here? Master, please help my son with this, no matter the cost." The master whispered a few words to the translator. "This ring is a special item. What Mr. Leo has is a clone, the other part is the main body. The clone is with Mr. Leo day and night, and after understanding his thoughts, it relays them to the main body, so the owner of the special item will naturally be aware. Over time, Mr. Leo's thoughts will gradually disappear and he will become a puppet of the special item, which could pose a life-threatening risk. The ring was a handmade gift from Emma last Valentine's Day. She said it was a handmade ring she made herself, and that I shouldn't take it off for a moment, yet she always used her work or filming as an excuse not to wear it. It turns out the ring was never in her possession but with Jason. My mom was so anxious that tears streamed down her face, and she pretended to kneel before the master, but I helped her up. "Please, you must save my son." The master reached out to me, and I placed the ring in his hand. "Mr. Leo, rest assured, the master will meditate for half a month to perform rituals. Just stay indoors for half a month and recite this scripture 5 times daily, and everything will be fine." My parents thanked the master repeatedly, and he waved his hand and left without looking back. After returning home, I strictly recited the scriptures every day according to the high monk's requirements. On the 10th day, while scrolling through my phone, I suddenly found myself trending. A public account had posted my audio version of Sunshine in the Ruins online. Emma also posted to support Jason, trying to substantiate the claim that I was a plagiarist. But no one believed it. Because my dad issued a statement using the company's social media account. Is Leo the son of the Black Lin Group? He already went home to be the boss, why would he plagiarize? Maybe he just thought it sounded nice and wanted to cover it. Leo hasn't even made a statement, can't he just sing privately? Emma, enraged and humiliated, called me every day from different numbers. At first, she cursed at me, then she started begging to meet. I once again added her to my blacklist. On the 14th day, while I was at home reciting scriptures, a tragic female voice suddenly came from outside. Looking through the window, I saw Emma on the ground with many red spots on her face, calling my name. My mom blocked the door. "Just one more day, son, you can't go out." I was at a loss whether to laugh or cry and went back to my room to continue reciting. Since that day, I have not seen Emma again. I've heard she had to leave the entertainment industry due to skin issues. Later, I found out that Jason's request for special items was all because of Emma. It was her who took Jason to Thailand, and it was also her who invited the High Monk. Jason has always been jealous of my creative talent. He and Emma clicked immediately and placed the burden on me. In the blink of an eye, 15 days finally passed, and standing on the garden soil, I felt a wave of relaxation wash over me. The previous tension disappeared, I felt reborn, and my soul was much clearer. At that moment, my phone rang. It was Tom calling me. "Leo, do you know? Jason is in trouble." I was startled and quickly asked for details. A few days ago, he started acting strangely, biting anyone he saw, constantly mumbling about debts having owners and not to look for him. But since yesterday, he hasn't caused any trouble or spoken, just like a puppet. Do you think something has possessed him? What else could it be? It's definitely the same as Emma, suffering from the backlash of the special items. After some gossip, Tom cleared his throat. "Leo, are you considering coming back now?" Hearing Tom say this, I hesitated. Go. 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 Hurry back to play your music." I turned around and realized my parents were standing behind me. "Your dad can still work for a few more decades, don't worry." At that moment, I smiled as brightly as a spring day. A year later, I stood on stage holding a trophy. "Let's congratulate the best creator of the year, Leo." Countless petals danced before me, and the things that belonged to me finally returned.